Hey, today I have a philosophical Wednesday. I'm sitting in Rome, so maybe the sound is not so good. But today we'll talk about the startups. From one side, I really fell in love with the early stage startups where you join as a founding engineer, and you could take the major technical and architectural decisions. And my main reason why I still fell in love with startups that usually founders have quite a concrete idea. And it's a big problem for the big companies that sometimes they have a lot of resources, but they don't understand what they do. And in startup, you already have the founder that have a dream, right? And you could decide do you want to be a part of this dream or not. Another thing that I really like about the startups, if they made it in a smart way, that is super small and super committed team. So that you have the minimal fights, the minimal political games. It's a quite flat structure. Quite often you work with the CTO, and if you're lucky enough, your CTO is really a tech guy that focused and could even write the code with you. It's quite rare, but it's a cool thing. What's not the cool thing that for majority of the startups they not able to excel, and they not able to survive. And why it happens, it's a big story. But you have the big ideas from the founders, and it's really cool. But the next point in this journey is how to turn this idea to the product, how to find the product market fit, how to do the proper marketing. It's a lot of things, but the next challenge it's really to find the product if you're lucky enough and you have really genius founder. He could act as a proxy product manager, or maybe if you have enough money you could find the guy that will be the head of product or something like that. But without product it will not fly. And the next stop that, okay, you have the product, you have the set of features, you have the roadmap. It's cool. But now we came to the engineering. And let's to be honest, the majority of the startups really sucks on the engineering. So they want to build something scrappy, they want to build something fast. And if you're an engineer in a startup, you need to be ready to do the fast decisions, ignore some quality gates and all other things. Or maybe your CTO is opposite and really focused on the quality because he understands that we have only one chance to make the products that really fly. And sometimes we do the scrappy solutions just to give something to the founders that they could go and show something to the investors. It's a slightly different story, but the engineering should be matured gradually with the startup, and you really need to understand that first you need to survive, then you need to bring all the full scale things that majority of the mature companies have. But that's not the end of the story, because we live in on the era of the artificial intelligence and all of the things that require not just engineering, because what does actually engineering stands for? That you use the tape and WD-40 to glue the things, to make things working together and hope that they will fly. But to make the difference, quite often you need to do something that was not made ever before. And for example, the majority of the artificial intelligence startups really needs to have the R&D. And here we have the bigger challenge that engineering is not enough. That you need to do the R&D, you need to be able to do affordable R&D, you need to bring not just the developers, but maybe machine learning engineers, the researchers, maybe work with the academia. And here we hit the wall, because quite often the founders and even the brilliant engineers doesn't know how to work with people with this kind of mindset, and we hit the wall of the cognitive abilities and trust. and unfortunately it's the wall that not feasible easily to jump. And that's open question, and it's my main philosophical question for this talk. Is the R&D possible even in a startup environment? I really believe that it's possible, but it's hit the cognitive ability and the worldview of the founders. If they really believe that build something differently with the research, it's spike the value for the company, you are lucky enough. If not, please just find something more settled and join the company that really already have such people, because it's really hard to do it from scratch without support of the folks that really wants to build the product. And we just need to remember that majority of the startups fail, and you also need to be ready to fail. But some startups are really turned to the multi-million unicorns, and I guess that the huge part of this multi-million unicorns is the talent of the founders, to find another talent and do something different. And sometimes you're lucky to find these people, sometimes you're lucky to just learn, and we not always win. So I wish you to find your best team. See you next time. Choose.